now let's pop you over to the Protea Magistrate's Court. We had told you that the police minister had been in attendance in that first sitting involving the man who was arrested in connection with the alleged killing and rape of a 6-year-old in Orlando East. He just wrapped up his first appearance inside court, with the matter postponed to next Friday for a formal bail application. Essentially, at the heart of it, it seems police aren't really sure where his passport is in order to be able to file that formal application for bail. Nonetheless, the state has expressed an intention to oppose that bid, citing that he may very well be a flight risk because he is undocumented currently, at least insofar as their own investigations are concerned. There's been a great showing of interest, at least outside court, given just how much, in part, the story has, how much attention, I beg your pardon, the story has received, and also just how outraged community members have been around what took place to this little girl who we understand was playing with other children at a time when she was lured by this man into a shack that he was renting. The police now speaking to the media. Let's listen in.
Knowing that he's in the country legally and we can't verify his address. Just your thoughts on that.
Look, we came to this court as a result of what has happened. This is quite a huge and major, devastating and sad incident where the so-called young man that we saw in here, he takes the child while playing, which amounts to kidnapping, and thereafter rapes the child, which on its own is so savage, there are no words to explain it. And thirdly, murders the child. It was even hard to look at this fellow inside the court, because when you look at him, you are overcome by emotion, you are overcome by a sense of anger that we should have amongst us here in the country, a person like that. And added to that is that we've learned that he's not supposed to be in South Africa. He is supposed to be in Mozambique. He doesn't have any papers to be here. So you have this illegal foreigner who comes to the country, to our country, and does all the things that he did. Now, we came here to be on the side of the family, on the side of the neighbors, on the side of all Soweto people, Johannesburg people, all South Africans. But also we came to represent ourselves as representing, on one hand, representatives of the people because we are members of the National Assembly, but also to represent government. But also as citizens of this country to say, this is terrible and it is bad. But as for him talking about bail, I don't even know whether he understands what he's talking about. I'm sure he hears people talking about bail. I don't know what freedom he is trying to think about. Of course, on paper, he has those rights and procedurally, but we are here joining the people, joining the police, joining everybody to say he doesn't deserve even to talk about bail. He doesn't even deserve to get bail. So we will come here to say no bail on the 1st of November to a criminal like this one, even before court proceedings. But it's terrible what he did. It has no words. We have no words to describe it.
Thank you. My name is Calvin Ludla from SABC. Can you take the nation into confidence that you will crack this case and people can rely on your police officers? And also, do you have infrastructure and equipment and competent people who will work on this case? Because sometimes, Minister, cases are dropped here because of the incompetences from your men and women in blue.
Let me start with the people of Orlando and the surroundings, who stood up on their feet. They didn't sleep. They were phoning us. They were full of anxiety, saying, this person must be apprehended. And we are here, we are there, we are not sleeping, we are backing up the police, and we see police in front of us leading this case, leading the investigation. We are all in a conversation, even with people that we have never met before, but they were phoning, they were doing all sorts of things. But on the other hand, of course, we were talking to police to insist that they must spare no moment in hunting and tracing down this thug. Even when we heard that some of the pictures have been seen of him in Mozambique, we said they will need to go there in their numbers to get this fellow back. Now, firstly, we have to thank the people of Orlando for the work that they are doing. But what we think, what we are very appreciative of, is when people begin to understand that the issue of criminals amongst us is not just lying with the police, it lies with them. They must stand up, they must alert us that here is another criminal, here is another criminal. Now, police are efficient. They have hunted this person, supported by the community, of course. They have brought him to justice. Now, our job is done. We have handed the fellow over. We are now standing by the investigators and their statements and how they went about doing all of this, but we have confidence in what they have done, the investigating officer. We've met him eye to eye just to take us through. We have a provincial commissioner and all those who are supporting. They have been busy with this. We have no doubt that they've done a sterling job. On the side of justice, we're encouraging them. There's no room here. There must be no room here for any bail and for this case to derail in whatever way. So we want South Africans to take it from us. We're very confident that we're going to see the case through together with this fellow until he is taken finally to judgment.
Minister, it sounds like you're saying he's already guilty before court can say he's guilty. Is this not risky?
No, I'm not a magistrate. The magistrate stood there. She didn't say so. I am a South African. I am on the side of the child. I'm just thinking, if that were my child, how would I have felt if the following day police come and say, this is the thug, or this is the criminal, or this, of course, in their language, is a suspect. This is the suspect who did 1, 2, 3. I would say they must leave, probably. Leave him with my family and all of that. I'm just telling you that what I'm saying is very small to what I'm thinking about and I'm feeling.
Thank you, Minister.
Okay, Minister, my last question would be, when we went there as the SABC News, people were angry. They didn't want police to come and assess there. They were angry, saying that they want to take law into their own hands because they were complaining that police from Orlando police stations are dragging feet on this. What do you think needs to be done so that you can amend the relationships between the police and the South Africans?
Well, credibility is very important. We encourage people, including people of Orlando and everywhere, to be to trust police, to give them a chance to do their job. We are here backing police, but we are working on the deficit, the trust deficit, and tracing it to the root causes and so on. We understand the sentiment, but we can't accept a situation where people say, we don't trust police, we don't want to work with them, because they are the law enforcement. They are the only ones who are legitimate. If there are gaps, if there are reasons why they don't trust this and that policeman, they must talk to us. We will fix whatever is broken, whatever is weak. But as a collective, South African police are doing a lot of good job. Even in social media, we see some people venting their anger and saying, look, crime is out of control. Crime can't be out of control. Every breach of law, every incident is traced by the very same police who people want to say they can't be trusted. Look at the cases in the Eastern Cape. The last one, even in New Brighton. An incident today, and then tomorrow police produce the suspect. Look at Roodepoort, where 7 criminals or suspects attacked or went to a shop there, and they took jewelry and so on. And in no time, various disciplines of police, including those who are in the air wing, were there, and all those 7 were apprehended. That's one. All the firearms that they had used were collected by police. That is 2. Now, those people are being processed through the court by the very same police, and therefore don't do. Ungayilahli ingane kana nebhakede namanzi yonke into. Asibe we are in the process of gaining trust from the community. That's part of why we're here, to thank the people and say, well done, excellent work. But they themselves, they must remember also, the people, the community, they are also the ones who produce criminals. They are not produced by police. And therefore, trust must be built from both sides. And but we are serious about crime fighting in the country, and we are getting there. And everybody must see. Those who have ears must hear. Otherwise, if they doubt, give us space. We will show that we are serious about our job.
Maybe, Minister, lastly, are you aware of the case against the landlord? How far is it?
Well, I'm aware of that case. The police are handling that particular case. It's a bit delicate, and they need time to work on it.
Minister, there was an incident that took place in Cape Town, in Levis. What is your response? We heard that 7 people were killed.
We have already spoken to the provincial commissioner on that. He has given us details. We are happy with the work that they are doing, because by now, in fact, by the time I spoke to him in the morning already, they had collected names of people. They know who they want by now. They are looking for them and they're hunting them, and we're going to reinforce them to catch those people who murdered those people that we are speaking about. We're happy with the development. Had it not been for the fact that people are dead, we would have said we're very happy with what they are doing. But nevertheless, we're backing them. They know the people they are looking for by now.
Okay, I have to steal the principals. Unfortunately, they have another commitment. Apologies, colleagues. But thank you for your attendance.
All right, Iman, that was...
All right, so the police minister there, Mchunu, speaking outside the Protea Magistrate's court as expected. And gee, if I say so myself, he didn't mince his words around how he feels about this particular case involving this 24-year-old who's been arrested in connection with the alleged killing and rape of a 6-year-old in Orlando. He said he reckons this particular suspect does not deserve bail. He has acknowledged that according to the country's constitution, of course, he's entitled to it. But as far as he's concerned, he stands with the people who are calling for that bail to be denied. He also mentioned that they're confident that they're going to see this matter through. In fact, he's spoken more specifically about the investigating officer leading their probe, saying he's very happy with the work that they've been able to do so far, taking things a step further by sympathizing with the family that's now lost this child, the youngest member of their family, saying that he too imagines what he would have been going through given the fact that he has his own daughter. So we'll continue watching that story, get you a sense of how things unfold. We know so far, of course, that the matter has been postponed to next Friday for that formal bail application.